There's many paths to spirituality. It can be through art and creativity. It can be through physical activity. For instance, for example, today, that's what I'm doing. I split wood and cut wood today, and it is kind of a job, but also, so it's benefiting me where I can provide for myself and my family, but also I've done it so much that it's the process I don't have to think about. I know what the next move's going to be. I know what to do next, and my body moving is secondary to the process. And through that just it's a meditation of sorts where it's tough work, but it's a flow state, and hours can pass, and it sounds weird, but I've come to a place where I actually appreciate it. I don't always love it. I'm not going to play it up to be some exciting, great thing all the time, but there's moments where I'm just in this flow, and there's literally nothing else I'd rather be doing than this process of this flow state I'm in, where I'm not thinking about anything in particular. I am the activity I'm doing. So I wanted to talk about that, where there's ways that I didn't know you could get into more of a spiritual aspect. It can be Tai Chi, it can be yoga, it can be physical activity. A lot of people do art and creativity, art and creative projects like making videos. I'm taking a little break and I can make a video, and it might resonate with someone else I've never met before, and I think that's awesome. So I like doing that. But there's so many avenues, but it's not always going to be super spiritual feeling, if that makes sense. Like, it's going to be hard to get into that flow state, especially at first, where you have to think about the next step. Or if you're painting on canvas but you never done it before, it's hard to just let your body do the work. But it will happen. You just have to trust that kind of process. You have to keep showing up for it. It's not going to be easy, most likely at first. Now, there's some things that are pretty easy, maybe, that you're a natural at. Maybe you're super flexible and you like holding poses, then maybe yoga, you can get into that flow state right away, right? But like splitting wood, I hated it for a while, because I had to think about the next step. I was stressed. I was like, oh, my back hurts. And then your body kind of gets used to it and your mind gets used to it. And it's a meditation now, most of the time. So find something that you can do routinely that's your thing. And it can be one thing, it can be 2, 3, 4, 5 things, it can be your whole life if you're lucky, right? For me, I have to find a few things and I can really get into that flow. And for me, that's a sense of, it's just a sense of well-being that I have. If I can feel it nourishing my mind and my body and my spirit. It's, mind, body, and spirituality, they're all kind of connected. If you benefit one, you're benefiting them all. I've never met someone that could get into these passion projects that was not just all around a good person, where they lose themselves, where it's not about the result of the work, it's about they lose themselves in their work. They're usually really good at it. It comes natural. It's a spiritual practice. There's a story about a wood carver, and it was a lady, and she ended up winning the competition. Not to give the plot away, but she won the competition. There was a tournament to who could sculpt the best sculpture, and everybody just went right away into their sculpture. They got their chunk of wood and they started, and what she did is she looked at the wood and she didn't see anything in that wood. So she threw it against the ground several times, and it had chips and gnarls and all kinds of scratches, and then she saw what the end product was going to be in the wood. She became the process of carving the wood because she could see it. She could see what the wood wanted to be. So make your art its own thing. Make your work its own thing, what it wants to be naturally. Become it. And that's what she did, and she won the competition. But that's the main thing I wanted to say in this video. If that resonates, if that makes sense, Let me know if there's some things I can clarify, please. It's hard to put some things in words, like how to make these connections of what I'm feeling when I'm doing this work, right? It's challenging, so there's probably ways I can explain it better. So please let me know. I love you. See you next video.